Hello Powerpuff Girl fans, thanks so much for clicking on this video. My name is Chris. Boy, do I have a special treat for y'all today. Some of you may know that the CW is hard at work with a live-action Powerpuff Girls series. Probably have seen some of the set photos of them actually filming the pilot and whatnot. Well, it was revealed just the other day that the pilot they filmed was so bad, the CW wants them to rework the show and film another pilot later in the year, leaving a bunch of us Powerpuff Girl fans wondering, man, how bad was this show if the CW told them, go and change that because we made Riverdale and that's a masterpiece? Well, now we get to find out because the script leaked online for the pilot. I read all 61 pages. I lost some brain cells, but man, do I really want to share with you guys. Not only that, I'm going to be recreating some of the scenes from the script just to let you know how cringy that thing was. Meet your Powerpuff Girls! So I'm going to need you guys to leave me your opinions down below on what you think of this script right here. Can you believe what they did to the Powerpuff Girls? But most importantly, demolish that like button, share this video around, or subscribe to the channel. I did this for y'all. This is something I've kind of been wanting to do with the channel with other movies that have been canceled and whatnot. So if this experiment goes good, I'll be doing it a lot more here on the channel. Alright, so jumping into the pilot for the Powerpuff Girls, it opens up the way you would expect with just the basic origin story of how these Powerpuff Girls started, and not much has changed. Professor Utonium, who is now called Drake in the script, mixing in Chemical X to create the perfect little girls, except he has a lab partner, Mojo Mondle. That's one of the first big things about this script. Mojo Jojo is not a monkey, but a human and the lab partner of Professor Utonium. This will actually be one of the key reasons why Mojo Jojo goes bad, because after the Powerpuff Girls are created, Professor Utonium takes all the credit for himself when Mojo Jojo was the one who made Chemical X. Not only that, but in this show, Mojo Jojo has a son named Jojo. Crazy and out of left field, I know, but at least they tried sticking a little close to the source material because this show still has the original narrator from the cartoon. Once again, thanks to the Powerpuff Girls, the day is saved. Dr. Joseph Mojo Mondle was not so delighted with the Powerpuff Girls. He resented their celebrity, especially since he helped Drake discover Chemical X, the mutagenic substance that gave the girls their powers. But Drake, wrapped up in his limelight, seemed to have forgotten about their decade-long partnership. He hoped to use the chemical to gain powers himself, powers he'd use for good, like Elon Musk, but also for his own personal gain, like Elon Musk. But what use would it be now? Mojo wasn't cute, he didn't have sugar or spice or anything nice, he was just a plain old boring man. Oh, Dad, were those the Powerpuff Girls? I wish I could fly, they're all so cool, especially Blossom. After having a few scenes setting up them in their childhood, they cut to them as teenagers now at the age of 17, where they wake up one day hung over. Yep, early in the episode, that's how they portray the Powerpuff Girls. Hung over, Buttercup dating a bunch of girls and cheating on her girlfriend, Blossom uptight, and Bubbles not so innocent and enjoying her fame of being a Powerpuff Girl. But as they're flying out of their home to go fight this giant swamp creature in Townsville, we get to see some of the other true colors of Professor Drake, or Professor Utonium, where he is commanding the girls to wear the exact same outfits that they did as kids, wear their hairstyles in a certain way, all because this a-hole dad is actually profiting off the merchandise from the Powerpuff Girls, holding licenses and wanting to make sure they keep their brand together. Not to mention, he's also on an off-again relationship with Miss Bellum, the girl who never showed her face in the Powerpuff Girls cartoon. But once they arrive into town to fight this giant swamp thing, they realize they're not alone because Mojo Jojo is there with his son Jojo, who is fighting against the Powerpuff Girls and trying to prove to Townsville that they are frauds and that they shouldn't be declared heroes. During this battle between the Powerpuff Girls and Mojo Jojo, Blossom makes a mistake and ends up killing Mojo Jojo, leaving Jojo an orphan. From there, the city of Townsville gets together and decides that the Powerpuff Girls are a nuisance and should no longer be allowed to fight crime, ending their superhero career. We cut to 25 years later where we find out what the Powerpuff Girls have been doing all these years. Enraged by the ignoble end of the Powerpuff Girls, Buttercup sought out anonymity. She moved to a small town in Oregon, shortened her name to B, and joined the fire department, convincing herself that she could be as happy as a normal human hero. I thought you guys used ladders! If anyone asks, I did. Want to see me put out the fire with my ice breath? Maybe next time. Bubbles went to Hollywood, hoping to capitalize on her childhood fame. After 2 stints in rehab and 3 failed reality show pilots, she had pivoted to direct sales. I'm Bubbles from the Powerpuff Girls, unlike that boo-boo knockoff Wonder Woman. As for Blossom, she attended an elite women's college in the Northeast, collecting degrees to cocoon herself from the harsh sting of the real world. It was effective. Most of the time. We're only halfway into the script, y'all. I can't believe they did this. First of all, as a Powerpuff Girls fan, only Blossom has ice powers, not Buttercup. Also, you had to put the sweetest Powerpuff Girl, Bubbles, into rehab? What? But at 25 years old, it's kind of a significant age because at this age, they can now collect the trust fund from all the money they've gathered. Where Professor Utonium was selling merchandise and everything under their name, they can collect that money now, but they have to do it in person at the city of Townsville. In between here and the final act with some major twist reveals, I'm just gonna play you some random scenes from the script. Guys, how can you turn down an evil recon mission, especially when said mission would be perfect for my new documentary, Bubbles is Back? Not to be confused by your other film, Bubbles on Her Back. Blossom's fine. I saw on her Insta that she has a boyfriend. I saw on her LinkedIn that she got promoted. And I saw on Facebook that she still talks to Grandma despite their political differences. Coming back here is probably triggering for her. Why? Because she's the one who killed Mojo? I mean, moveon.org. Bloss, wake up! Bloss, wake up! I'll leak your nudes! That worked once before. But continuing on with the story here, as the Powerpuff Girls roll into town, we come to find out that the new mayor of Townsville is actually Jojo, Mojo Jojo's son, who keeps a pet monkey on his desk. So I guess this is the way they wanted to keep a monkey in the show, since Mojo Jojo was a human. At 20 years old, Jojo is the youngest mayor Townsville has had, but he's having trouble getting re-elected, so he comes up with a scheme to release these tiny insects called woolly bears that go ahead and can control any person. He wants to use them in a way to rebirth the Powerpuff Girls, help him save the day, and that he can be re-elected mayor. Of course, the Powerpuff Girls come together, they save the day, they defeat the bad guy, and then we get into the ending of the pilot where they set up what the rest of the season will be about, and hold on to your butts. The first teaser is that once the Powerpuff Girls are happy and cheering that they saved the day and are united as sisters again, we see Professor Utonium in his laboratory working on one of these woolly bear insects that control people, wanting to use these and experiment on other animals. The show obviously hinting that Professor Utonium is going to purposely create some of the villains in town to bring the Powerpuff Girls back so that he can continue profiting off of them. But the one that made me drop my jaw and go, really? Really? We cut to Jojo, who is almost directly staring at the camera at his desk with his monkey, saying, "I'll find another way to win re-election. We took them out once before. We can do it again. Right, Dad?" Oh, damn monkey's my dad! That's freaking right. It turns out his dad, Mojo, is actually somehow the monkey. Looks like they somehow did something right and actually made Mojo Jojo a freaking monkey through all those twists and turns. It's really no wonder that this got canceled and the CW was like, you need to fix this up. They really went way too hard at being edgy and trying to be up to date. And why does it just feel like they're over-sexualizing the Powerpuff Girls? Like, lean into the superhero side. You could easily become a commentary and make fun of like Marvel and DC and parody that stuff. You have a great rogues gallery. You have Powerpuff Girls with awesome superpowers. Why are you focusing so much on the trauma, the depression, the sexualization? Like, no! This was horrible, but I would have watched at least one season. I want to know from you guys out there, what did you think of this leaked script? Would you have watched this episode? How bad was it for you? What are some of the parts you love the most? Anything and everything, be sure to like and subscribe. Follow me on Twitter at 3C Film Review. As always, I'm Chris. Take care.